Concussions happen when your skull is hit hard enough to literally rattle your brain around inside your head. Studies have shown that repeated concussions, like those experienced by some athletes, can have long-term effects that include physical, cognitive, and emotional problems. But diagnosing concussions is difficult, even for trained clinicians like Dr. Lynn McGrath Jr., who spoke to VOA by Skype.
There currently is no objective way of diagnosing concussion. Really, even in the hospital, a lot of the diagnosis is left up to physicians' best judgment and by ruling out more severe forms of traumatic brain injury.
So McGrath and his team from the University of Washington have created an app that takes almost all the guesswork out of diagnosing concussions.
Our ability to track all the parameters that we need to be able to track to diagnose a concussion, which we've done successfully, and to be able to use the pupillary light reflex curve that we're able to generate with the phone to differentiate between patients with head injury and normal patients, which we're able to do with, basically 100% accuracy.
Up until recently, doctors thought there might not be any physical signs of a concussion, but that's just because we can't see them.
Our eyes can only detect changes at a certain level of detail, and that level of detail fails to capture some clinically relevant indicators of head injury.
The new app, called Pupil Screen, is able to see what doctors can't, and then uses complex algorithms and machine learning to diagnose a concussion, or even worse.
We'd like to have is an app that can reliably tell you whether or not a patient should be screened in a hospital by a physician for concussion, or whether or not they look to have a normal response. So that's the end goal.
And a correct diagnosis on the field could potentially save lives. The University of Washington team hopes to have a cheap, widely available product ready for market sometime in the next 2 years. Kevin Enochs, VOA News.
So that the test is as easy to conduct as a pen light exam.